Hello, fellow Mallwalkers. So, 9.0.5 has been out for just about over a week, and before it came out, I was asking myself whether or not Necrolord was going to be the best covenant. I was wondering which legendaries would prove to become usable or even take the spot as the strongest. And in this video, I'll talk about exactly what have happened with the PvE meta for warriors. Keep in mind that all statistics and my opinion on the topic is made after just a week of 9.0.5 and it is subject to change. So first up, I want to talk about Arms Warriors, and let's start with the Necrolord changes. The main Covenant ability for Necrolords was changed to give 400 mastery and 30% movement speed for 3 players for 15 seconds, with a 2-minute cooldown. I myself went and changed to Necrolord to test this out, and I have to say that PvE-wise, I found it rather underwhelming. In general, it just feels bad to use an ability wherein the power of it is shared with someone else. On top of this, it has a 2-minute cooldown, which means that it doesn't fit with your other cooldowns like Warbreaker, Avatar, or even Blaze-Storm. This means you'll have to either wait for 30 seconds using the other abilities or wait for even longer to use the Conqueror's Banner, making it feel really bad to play with, even worse than it was in the beginning where it had a 3-minute cooldown. So yeah, okay. So it feels worse, but is it strong though? The answer to this is no. In raids, it is the lowest performing covenant out of all 4, and that is considering every single legendary choice. In Mythic Plus, it's decent. I have managed to pull some pretty fine numbers, but I haven't been able to top my DPS as any other covenant, and I have been them all by now. It does, however, boost other people's DPS as well, so that has to amount for something, I guess. I mean, depending on what you play, you can end up having a pretty big impact in Mythic Plus on how much damage the other guys are making. But it's pretty much only if you play with 2 boomies who benefit really well from mastery during their convoke window, and you communicate when to use the 400 mastery buff, that this is the only time you'll manage to beat the DPS increase you'll get from other covenants. So yeah, and the sad thing about it is that you'll not even get the credit yourself because the damage buff is for the boomies, so it really doesn't feel very good. Yeah, I actually absolutely despise Necrolord, and I will change as soon as I can do it again. So let's talk about the legendaries. This is a whole nother story. First, I want to let you all know that concerning Arms Warriors, Venthyr combined with Sickness is still the single best way to deal damage in raids. However, if we look at Mythic Plus, you'll still find an overwhelming amount of Venthyr Arms players still, but actually also Kyrian and Knifefate Warriors are ranking pretty darn well in terms of damage. But yeah, about the legendaries, let's start with Battlelord. In terms of PvE, you won't be using this in Mythic Plus ever, as Signet proccing Bladestorm will just out DPS you every day, with every spec and Covenant still. In raids, however, assuming that you're playing either Nightfane, Necrolord, or Kyrian, and not Venthyr, we're seeing quite a solid amount of people logging very well with Battlelord compared to Signet. And while we're at it, let's talk about Enduring Blow and Exploiter as well. All 3 of these legendaries are topping the meters in Castle Navria on different fights as of now, if you're not a Venthyr. It looks like Enduring Blow is either the most consistent one of them or just simply the strongest, as in the top we see the most people with this legendary. But let me just remind you that this is only Arms Warriors being any other covenant than Venthyr. And it looks like it doesn't matter much which covenant you are in terms of exactly which legendary you should go for, or if you're looking to craft one of the 3 legendaries. I'd say have fun with either. Craft the one you want to use for other content as well. I crafted the Battlelord, and I like PvP, but it's kind of meh in PvE. It looks like Enduring Blow has the upper hand for now, but we'll see as the patch goes on and people get to play with it a little more. Maybe we'll see a new build or get a hotfix or something. But when it comes to legendaries for Fury, there is absolutely no change. Play Signet every day, everywhere. Mythic Plus, Raid, wherever. So to sum it all up, in terms of what seems to be the strongest here in patch 9.0.5, Arms Warriors, play Venthyr and Signet for Raid. Play any other covenant than Necrolord plus Signet for Mythic Plus. And if you don't play Venthyr, you can play with 4 different legendaries for raid at the moment. You can play Battlelord, Enduring Blow, Exploiter, and Signet, and they will all be very good for you. For Fury Warriors, you play Venthyr or Kyrian plus Signet for raids. You play Night Fae and Signet for optimal damage in Mythic Plus. But you can really play Venthyr or Kyrian as well in Mythic Plus and do really, really well. It's by margins that Night Fae is better. Thank you very much for tuning in on my thoughts and analysis of the first week of patch 9.0.5 for Warriors. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, and if you want to see more Warrior content in the future, you can consider subscribing maybe. Have a wonderful day. Bye.